there, friends. It's me, your pal Kelly Zemnickis, and welcome to episode number 92 of It'll Be Fine. We're still a socially distant baking food chat show, and on today's show, we are making some orange poppy seed cake. And I am so excited. I'm so excited to tuck into this. It's one of those recipes coming from the classic Canadian thing, at least in my mind. That is the milk calendar. I believe this is from the 1996 milk calendar. It was a good year. 96 was a good year. And on today's show, I am thrilled to be welcoming. By the way, we are on our way back to Miami, Florida for this one to do some baking today and some talking and catching up with the wonderfully funny, the very sassy, the superb Jane Boisson. I am super, super excited she is joining us today. Cindy is based in Miami, Florida, as I mentioned, by way of Trinidad and Tobago, a place I've not been to, but she keeps dropping hints at invitations. So I think it's going to happen one day. I hope. And on today's show, we are offering love, offering attention to the good people at Feeding America. Info on them is in the show description. So guys, get ready. And if you're a keen-eyed observer, you're going to notice I am not wearing makeup in this episode, because sometimes kids, we shoot things out of order. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I get here and I'm like, fuck, I don't have a bowl. I was like, okay, I'll mix it in the pot because I have pots. The spoons are gone. I'm like, what? So I call my husband. I'm like, where are the fucking spoons? So I have, let me tell you what I do have. Okay, I have sugar.
Okay.
I have flour.
All right. Those are good.
I have salt.
Salt.
I have baking powder.
Perfect.
I have poppy seeds.
Got poppy seeds. Excellent. I'm using chia.
Vanilla extra. I have everything. I have everything except stuff to make it in. So
tools are useful.
Very.
Yeah. I'm pretty quick on my feet with adjusting an ingredient, but making cutlery and bowls happen isn't my forte. Is once we film this, you've got all the ingredients, you can watch it, and then you can make it.
Okay, I can, I guess. And
cake.
Let's do it.
So this is from this is a very Canadian thing to get a milk calendar in the mail. So
is that like your we used to call those things almanacs instead, you know?
Not necessarily. This is put out by the dairy farmers of either Canada or the dairy farmers of the specific province you live in. But I don't know if they do this so much anymore, but back in the 90s, they did. And this dude here, used
That's
to.
Kenny Rogers. Is that Kenny Rogers?
No, this is a fellow named James Barber. I don't know if you can see that, James Barber.
Yeah.
He's got that vibe though. But he
does.
He was this British guy who hosted a cooking show in the 90s here called The Urban Peasant, long before the Food Network existed. And I would come home at the end of a school day, watch his show, and make notes on recipes.
Why?
Because I'm an original foodie. I totally am. I do a bit in my set about how I used to bring pies to parties when I was like in 5th grade, and I did. I baked and brought.
Okay, I would probably bring pies too, but my parents would buy it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I made them.
Listen, I come from a long line of women who really cannot cook. And I mean, this is not to throw anyone under the bus or anything, but my mother wasn't a great cook. Like she could make like the best bake, like we call bake. What do you guys? I don't know how else to call it. It's like a bread, but it's not. So it's like a bake, a fry bake, but it's not fried. It's in the oven, like a coconut bake.
Okay.
Or, I'm trying to think.
Like a loaf?
It's not a loaf. It's not like a loaf of bread.
No, but like a dessert loaf, like a zucchini loaf or a banana loaf, like.
I guess, yeah. So it's round. It's round.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a pizza. It's like a pizza, but you open it and you put whatever filling, like cheese or sausage or, oh my God, she would bake. I don't think I've ever tasted anything like that.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, she used to do, oh my God, the best bake ever. I'm trying to think what you guys call it. I don't know. But back home we call it bake, like roast bake or there's fry bake, which is like a float, which is something that's very Trini, called bacon shark. So it's like a round, like a circular bake, I guess, or bread. Yeah. And then you just put your filling in it. You cut it open, and then you put, so like a burger bun, right. but it's not that, the texture is very different.
All right, so what you will do first when you do get some bowls and spoons later.
Yes. Some baking stuff, utensils.
So what I'm going to do for this recipe, which is for like your proper bundt cake size,
okay.
But I live alone,
right.
so I don't need the temptation. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do this muffin style.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm batching down the recipe, and you will do that too, I think, later on.
Correct, for sure.
But this way, I don't have to worry about, going
wasting. Yeah, wasted. Yeah.
It's too much. So this I'm just doing a half a stick of butter.
Okay.
And then a half a cup of granulated sugar. But you can use whatever sugar you want. I only suggest not going with brown sugar because brown sugar has more moisture to it. So you can throw off the texture of the bake. If it doesn't call for brown sugar, don't use brown sugar. Do like a stevia or a cane sugar, but try to keep the color scheme, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Because otherwise you'll add too much moisture to it.
I know nothing about nada.
So I've got the granulated sugar, and then I'm just going to put this in the old KitchenAid and cream it up.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Ever thought about like opening your own bakery or something?
I have I have two not secret dreams. One of them is to write for Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Doesn't have to be Seth Meyers, it could be anyone.
I think my writing style could be partial to like Jimmy Fallon with the sketches.
Okay.
Basically, I want to be writing on a late night show. And
correct. Okay.
Seth Meyers is always the one I've gravitated towards, but I want to be writing on like that or like an SNL or something like that. That would be awesome. And then my other not secret dream is I would love to own a diner. I would love to. I love food.
To own my guest house, like a bed and breakfast. Because I love people. I love entertaining. And when I say I love people, let me just rephrase that because I don't want, you know what I mean? I don't want to give the wrong message. Yeah. I love entertaining people. I love making people comfortable. Well, not everybody, because some people you just don't, you want them to stay as uncomfortable as possible, you know what I mean? Because they deserve it, you know.
That's one thing my dad, parents sort of teach you certain rules of life, and my father's has been always make sure there are ice cubes in your freezer for cocktails. And always make sure you live someplace that you can host a party. Those are the things my dad taught me. Amongst other things, but those are the big
What about always make sure where you live, you can see who's at your door, so you know if to open it. Like, you know what? Get away. Like, no.
He's not taught me that. No.
Oh, okay. I think I taught myself that.
Yes.
Yeah. My father taught me that I am the 10 most important person in my life. The first 10 most important person in my life is me.
I misunderstood that. I thought you were the 10th most important person.
No, okay.
How would you be 10?
No.
Who are the other?
I am from 1 to 10. That's me.
I like that much better than what I thought.
Yeah, me too.
At least make yourself 7th. Like,
right.
Go higher. All right, eggs are next for this.
Okay.
For batching down, I'm using 2 eggs. And
Okay.
With the butter and with the eggs, unless the recipe calls for it, make sure they're at room temperature. It'll just incorporate better. It'll be a better bake. Unless you're doing something like a shortbread where you need a colder butter. But a recipe will usually let you know.
I'm always confused when people say room temperature, because I'm like, which room? Are we speaking bedroom, living room? Because each room has a sort of a different temperature. No.
That's a good idea for a joke, by the way.
Really I know, right? I should write that. Yes.
This is on tape, so there you go.
I got it.
There you go. All right.
I like that you spelled orange on your refrigerator. I just saw it.
I do it every episode. I only own 2 sets of alphabet letters for the fridge, so I couldn't spell poppy seed properly.
Right.
But we'll just roll with it.
Yeah. I didn't even notice it was missing. I got it. It's orange pop seed. You know.
I did that for episode 20. I treated myself to some letters for the fridge. This is, of course, episode 92, which is
stop.
It's just insane. What was Cindy Ann doing in 1992? What were you doing?
Oh my God. 1992. How old would I? I would have been 20 years old. I was doing stuff that I don't want to remember. No. Okay, no. I was doing stuff that I'm very happy. There was no Facebook.
No. There was no emails.
No, yeah.
It was the internet. No. We didn't know.
We didn't know what that was. So there was nobody with cameras around to remind me of what I was doing in 1992. Thank God.
Well, that's what I was on film.
What?
The cameras would have been on film.
Exactly. And then they would have taken it to develop, and then of the 24 exposures, 12 would have been good. You know what I mean? The whole
you always waited in anticipation, and then you got like half your fucking set that was like, we couldn't process this, you know?
Yeah, and then some of the pictures, half of it is blurred out because something happened in the dark room, and so the whole film is gone to shit. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Nice. I would have been starting high school.
In 92?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're a baby.
Yeah.
And what is that?
So this is the orange rind, by the way.
Okay.
I've just tucked in some vanilla. Then we're going to do the juice and the rind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was doing my course at a school in Trinidad called John S. Donaldson.
Okay.
And I always wanted to be, because growing up, my mom wanted me to be a teacher.
Oh,
because my dad was a teacher, my uncle, I had uncles who were teachers, I have cousins who are teachers. So my mom, she was like, if you become a teacher, you'll have a lot of vacation time. When you have your family, you'll have a lot of time,
True.
you know?
That's very true.
But back then, schools were not air conditioned. I found teachers were frumpy, you know.
Yeah.
Like they would dress down because the schools were hot. They would be sitting in this hot classroom all day. They were just, I didn't have like teachers who would wear, and I love to dress. And I thought, no, I'm not going to be a teacher to be frumpy and a little, I want to be a secretary. And because I wanted to dress. And so I did secretarial school for 2 years. I did like an executive secretarial course. So where I did shorthand, typing, you know. Man, I was a boss at shorthand, like 180 words a minute. Boss.
I don't have any. What? I got nephews and nieces, and they're all doing amazing. So there's a tattoo on my arm. That's what these are.
Oh, nice.
If anyone's ever wondering, am I a really big Scrabble fan? I do Scrabble, but that's their initials. So L, Zachary, Charlotte, and Cohen.
Oh, how cute. So what happens in the event where one of them pisses you off and you're like, you know what, do you go and remove the
initials? God.
You take that and you make it now into a Scrabble board. You're like, you know what, P, Q, you know? Yeah.
All right, so what I have done is in this bowl, we've got the eggs, the butter, the sugar, vanilla, orange, and the orange juice.
Right.
So now what we're going to put in is the other stuff, like the flour. So for the flour, we need 1 cup because I'm batching down.
Right.
This. Do that. And if you wanted to make this a gluten-free cake, if you're in a situation where you can't do the flours, the only thing I advise is using xanthan gum. Don't just go for a gluten-free flour. The xanthan gum will act as that binder that a glutinous flour like this has. Otherwise, you're going to have just a lot of sawdust in your mouth. You got to play around with it, but you can make this gluten-free like easily. So.
You know what, that yellow bag for a minute, I thought it was something called Promosa. Do you know what Promosa is?
I do not. This is Canada's own Robin Hood flour.
Oh, stop.
There we go.
I remember, I think we used to have Robin Hood flour in Trinidad. I think.
Maybe.
I think. Okay. So are you measuring, or is it that you just know? Measuring. Oh, I was like about to say, like, what, you know?
There are some things that I've made so much over the years, I don't need to. Like pancakes, I can eyeball that pretty good. But not many things, especially with baking. Like, as much as I will play around with an ingredient, I still do keep my measurements. I keep my eye on what I've done because it's just there's a bit more science behind it than cooking. You know? Right.
The only thing I think I can make comfortably without, well, I can do a lot, but I have the recipe for a good, wholesome cuss out. Like, I know exactly how that works. You know what a cuss out is? Do you know what a cuss out is? No?
No. So what goes into that?
Just obscene language, you know, like a curse. So good. I'm so good.
Oh, all right. So for this, the next thing is salt. I'm doing 1/4 teaspoon. I have right here.
Can you use the pink Himalayan salt for something like this? Should you?
Oh, good question. What I've learned recently about kosher salt, what I've learned through doing this show is that kosher salt, just the way the flake of the salt is, it breaks down easier when baking, so it distributes evenly. Okay. It does that better than the other grains of salt, so I don't, you can always give it a go. Yeah. But there's something in the grain and the way kosher salt is that it's recommended for baking because it goes through the batter so smoothly and evenly.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
But just don't use Epsom salt.
Do that after you've baked for yourself.
But if I make a cake, probably that's what people will need when I'm finished. Like, ugh. So.
All right, so I put in here flour, salt. We're going to need milk for this. I do not drink cow's milk, but I do drink oat beverage. So,
Okay.
and I like oat beverage because for me, it has the same consistency as like a 2% milk. It's got that thickness.
Yes.
For other milk alternatives, I find are too watery. This cake, of course, is an orange poppy seed cake.
Yeah.
I, though, have chia seeds, which is fine.
Really?
It looks the same.
So it's not about the taste or consistency. It's just like a cosmetic thing.
For me, like in my mind, for me, with the poppy seed and the chia seed, you still have those little pieces of crunch in the cake, and the visual is going to look the same. And actually, these are pretty healthy, so it's not a bad substitute.
It sounds a little fancier, you know? Yeah.
Very bourgeois.
Yeah. Yes. What did you have? Chia seed, you know, instead of flax seed. Sounds kind of like harsh and like, you know, no, yeah.
So that is all we need to mix together, friends. That is all that looks like. So you can either, as I say, you can either pour it in a bundt pan, or you can do little muffins, which I'm about to do. So you just need to grab this and some muffin liners and go to town. So it's not. Oh, you know what I forgot?
What?
I just looked at it. I forgot the baking powder. Don't forget that. All right. And by love of God, do not mix this with baking soda.
That I almost, yeah. No, don't do it. I said, but I do know, like we used to put, like my mom used to put baking soda in like a citrus juice, like an orange juice, and you stir it and drink it. And I think it's good for something. I don't know what it's good for.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I knew there was one episode where I was really on it. I knew my baking soda, baking powder differences, and I can't remember what show that was. But anyhow, mix it all.
Did you put the vanilla extract? Did you?
Yes, vanilla extract is in here. Yeah, and then at the very end, you'll top this with a bit of icing sugar, which is also known as powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar or caster sugar. It is, I affectionately call it the P. Diddy of sugars because it has like 5 names.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
That's what I like.
That. Yeah.
It's kind of funny that way. All right, so let me just grab these things. Now, if you don't have these, just really grease up your cupcake muffin liners so that they don't stick to it. And this is going to bake, because we're not doing the full cake, I probably do this for about 40 minutes at 350 degrees. But
at 350?
350 is the important one. But the most important thing is every oven is different.
Yeah.
So put it in the oven, but then don't go to like the grocery store. Like stay around, you know.
Right, yeah.
You know, smell, check in on the oven, and then in about 40 minutes or so, we should have some little muffin individual cakes, however you want to call it.
No.
I'm Eastern European, so when you mention cabbage or like anything pickled, that's my thing.
Oh no, I don't like. To this day, I hate cabbage.
Cabbage is so good for you.
Oh no.
It is. We'll talk later about the benefits, son.
Yeah. But no, I can't stand the smell of it.
No. Cabbage. I am. That's so funny because like my roots coming from on my mom's side England and my father's side Latvia, so like the northern parts, like you've got all those wonderful fermented things from like my dad's side.
Right.
And it's funny how like family will just like influence what you gravitate towards, you know, like
correct. Yeah.
Like anything pickled, I'm down. Like, oh, just. All right, so these are all filled up. We're about to put them in the oven, 350 for about 45 minutes, but keep your nose to the kitchen. Don't go too far. And our muffins are ready. Oh, I'm so excited. It smells delish. Just got a sniff there. So we'll just give these a few minutes to cool. Leave them for about 15 minutes in whatever pan you're using, muffin or bundt. And then once it's cool, we're going to dust with some sugar and get to eating. Go to town, get to eating. I wish there was a way I could like push through a little muffin for you. But
I know. Let me. I get it. I get it.
Oh, just smell.
Oh wow! Why is one missing? Come on, Kelly. What happened?
I am notorious for no matter what a recipe yields, if it says 24, if it says 36, I will make 23 or 38. Like I never get it. That's fine.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Thrill coffee. Thanks for asking.
I'm having turmeric tea.
So I had recently a turmeric latte, which I quite enjoyed.
Oh, really? Well, you know, they say turmeric is good for inflammation and stuff like that. You know, they come up with new stuff all the time. It's like, yeah, drink turmeric, don't drink turmeric. Have aloe, don't have aloe. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know anymore.
Eggs, no eggs.
No eggs. Yeah. Eat the white of the egg, not the yolk. You know what I mean? You know what? Have the shell. The best thing is the shell. And then, and then eat the carton. Eat the carton. Then they'll tell you, don't have the eggs.
Right. It's just the fiber of the carton. Now, what do you do for your turmeric tea? Do you add anything else to it or?
Nothing. Usually I don't like to sweeten my tea usually, but if I do, I'll add some agave to it. But mostly I just sip it and drink it. No?
Oh, interesting. I will have to try that because that turmeric latte was really, really good. It makes super, super good coffee. But at the moment, they're only available in Canada. They're going to get into the US, I think, in 2021. So,
well, okay, that's good. Well, whenever we can get out of 2020, you know what I mean?
We
will. At this rate, I feel like it'll never end. I'm like, people are like, you know, I just can't wait for this year to be over. And I'm like, well, will it ever end? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think, I mean, it will, but we're definitely going to be bringing some luggage with us in the form of COVID. That's going to be a little bit more time. I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to put too much pressure on 2021 because if you're like me, you're a baseball fan, we're kind of treating it like the bases are loaded, there's nobody out, and we're bringing in that pitcher to save the game.
Right.
Like, don't fuck it up, 2020.
Right.
I think I'm gonna have to eat these and just. Do you have anything you can munch on while I taste this?
No, let me tell you, I'm so terrible. I should have gone out and buy something to eat. I don't cook. I don't cook, but I can like swirl this around my mouth for while you eat.
Sure, you totally can. So let me just show folks at home. So of course, what I did was I made just like little, I just made little muffins here. So beautiful, nice little.
Oh, it looks good. I hope I make it.
No, I think you should. This was a very simple recipe. Didn't take.
It's true. I was surprised you were finished already. I'm like, oh, that was good.
Didn't take much effort at all. I've got the little icing sugar, powdered sugar, however you want to call it. Just putting it through a little sieve to do some dusting. Yeah, this nice little place there. So I'll do my little bite to let you know.
Let's see. I'll cheer you on. No, yeah. You should have put a candle on it too.
Oh, that's good.
Is it?
Because you've got that, like, especially around the holidays or any time of year. Citrus is such a fresh,
I love citrus
nice
too.
flavor.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got in this the orange peel, we've got the orange juice, and the crunch of the seed is a really nice, just little,
That kind of pop.
yeah. It's got
Mm.
little, I don't know if you can see the color in there.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, this year has taught me a lot about myself and my capabilities, and I like the whole DIY aspect of this year. We figured out, those of us who have
Yeah.
trained you, we figured out ways to work around it and
Correct.
pursue our craft, work on our craft, make
Mhm.
connections. I've done more this year than I initially thought I was going to.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Because when this thing happened, I was like, okay, what do I do? You know, I have nothing, you know, I have to figure it out. And
Yeah.
I was forced, like I said, to do classes online, to do workshops online, to just kind of take a step back and say, you know what, okay, let me develop myself and see how much I can grow, so that I thought this would have been over by May, June for sure. So I was like, oh, when I come out in July for summer, I'll be a hit. But you know, didn't happen, you know? So it really has been and continues to be such a learning point. Although I have to say, I thought people would have been nicer too, but it seems as if people are still fucking disgusting.
Still jerks. That hasn't changed.